So I think that's it. Is there no next? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, there's some serious thought here. So we've pretty much gone over this, some of the things that I noticed that I thought were especially interesting. And our homework is to get classical cryptographers to take us seriously. And we've pretty much gone over those ideas, so we expect to succeed with that better by next year. But I guess this means we have to talk to them, even though they treat us with disrespect.
Disdain.
What?
Disdain.
Disdain, yes. So I think that's it, and we have been delighted to be here and to be sort of made like a big celebrities or something like that.
Rock stars.
Yeah, rock stars. But it's a wonderful conference, and I think we may be stretching the time limit on this thing. They said that everything ends when it's supposed to end in Japan, and this is... Are we 15 minutes late yet?
No, we're 5 minutes late.
Oh, okay, 5. Okay, good. So, thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much to the organizer and to all the communities. It's a wonderful conference that I think everybody's enjoying very much. So it's an unbelievable pleasure for me and a great honor to introduce tonight to all of you Professor Yoshihisa Yamamoto. I was an extremely lucky associate, my PhD advisor. These were really great.
I'm the Scientific Director of the AI Horizons Network, and this is our weekly seminar for AI Horizons. This week we have Abhijit Mishra from IBM Research in India, who will be presenting a version of his AAA paper on supervised controllable text formalizations. Abhijit is in the Bangalore, India lab, working for AI Tech. Prior to that, he was a PhD scholar at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Bombay. So without further ado, Abhijit.
Thanks, Brent. Hello, everyone. This is Abhijit, and as said in the introduction, I'm going to be presenting unsupervised controllable text formalization. So before I start, I'd like to acknowledge my co-authors, Parag, Jain, Amar, Azad, and Karthik, who are also part of IBM Research India. And you can check out for more information in my URL. It's abhijitmishra.github.io, and you can download datasets, code, and other resources related to this work from the given link. Right, so let's begin then. So most of us are, I think, familiar with this famous robot, TARS from the movie Interstellar. For the uninitiated, it's a robot which sort of behaves like humans and is configurable to some extent, and it assists humans for their space in fact, the extraordinary interstellar mission. And this is depicted in the movie. One thing that distinguishes this robot from the traditional chatbots or robots is that it is configurable. As you see in this example, we can control the way we want this robot to behave. For example, if the humor is 75%, then the robot not only in its words but also in its action tries to be humorous. Whereas if you reduce it, then obviously the humor quotient reduces and the content of humor in the conversation also reduces. So configurable mind is actually something that is a key goal of strong AI, which is artificial general intelligence, the objective of which is to produce systems that behave in the similar manner as human beings. So in a way, if we produce systems that are controllable by users at runtime and they're able to respond to our queries or inputs in a controllable manner, we are getting a step closer to the principles of artificial general intelligence or strong AI. So this is a scientific motivation behind our work, which falls under the umbrella of natural language generation. NLG, or natural language generation, is the branch of computational linguistics that deals with generation of natural language text from unstructured or structured data in textual or non-textual forms. So to say, if we have to categorize it, there will be two categories. One is text-to-text NLG, under which there will be tasks like machine translation, summarization, document paraphrasing, text simplification, and text style transfer, as opposed to data-to-text, which deals with summary generation from data, which will have obviously implications in real-world scenarios, like you want to summarize, let's say, patient information in clinical context where the lab reports are in tabular form and you want to generate summaries, etc. So, and of course, it also encompasses other forms of generation problems like persuasive text generation and story generation from events, where events are a sequence of data given in tuple format or any other format. So this is an overview of natural language generation, one of the subtasks in natural language generation is text style transfer, which is the sort of the key objective, sort of the key task that we're focusing in this particular work. However, as a team that targets NLG problems, we have made our hands that dirty with both text-to-text and data-to-text problems in IBM research. Right, so text style transfer, what is it? It is transferring textual content from one stylistic form to another form without disturbing semantics. So you, to some extent, you want to preserve the semantics that is given in the input. Do not have to have a lot of topical drift or semantic drift from the input. If we have to view style transfer in a three-dimensional manner, we have in one axis we have the linguistic artifacts, that's lexical, semantic, syntactic, pragmatic. So for example, you could transfer style at lexical level or semantic or syntactic level, or you could have transferring of styles at the perceptual level, which will deal with tone, formalness, sentiment, emotion, and complexity, as well as you're also going to be able to vary styles by varying the domain. For example, the tone in finance domain could be different from healthcare. So the domain also forms another axis in this field. To give some examples, let's consider this sentence, the movie is terrible. You could transform it into this sentence, this is messy, uncouth, incomprehensible, vicious and absurd, which dealt with lexical level transformation, and it, in a perceptual level, it dealt with sentiment intensity variation. It made the sentence more formal and made the sentence has a higher level of complexity. This is as opposed to another form of transformation for the same sentence, a somewhat crudely constructed and hence quite an unwatchable movie it was. So it deals with syntactic transformations as well as semantic in some sense, and it is to some extent formal but not very formal, as opposed to another transformation which is you sit through these kinds of movies because the theatre has air conditioning. This deals with pragmatic artifacts. For example, air conditioning being good is not a criteria for a movie being good, so this deals with void knowledge and not present in the input text, and it also varies sentiment intensity, but to some extent it is informal. So as we can see, style transfer can happen at various levels, and it can touch upon various aspects of text generation. Right. So controllable text transformation, the system view is like this. So you have an input text, and you would like to transform it into another version, and you should have power over controlling the system. For example, you could have control specifications in terms of wording, sentiment, word count, formalness, politeness, etc. You should be able to provide these things as input at runtime, and based on the inputs along with the text, the system should be able to produce a transformed version of the text. Right. So this is the overall view. To build such systems, traditionally what has happened is that in text generation, people have used a large amount of parallel data or paired data, where the input-output data points are available. You take them and you train machine translation systems or sequence-to-sequence systems or generation systems in general, which rely on this kind of supervision. However, in controllable text transformation, it's quite hard to build data sets which will sort of encompass all sorts of possible scenarios. For example, if you had to pick sentiment and then syntactic level transformations for healthcare domain, you would have to build a separate data set as opposed to if you had to deal with some other form of combination. It's possible, and for each combination, for each use cases, building supervised data sets or labeled data sets for supervised learning is not a desirable thing. And also, when you are trying to make the system controllable, then you're also dealing with the scenario where you have to sort of get control parameters as input in runtime. So any label data for that would also require the control information to be available, which makes the data set creation part even more difficult. As well as if you have to create it by force, then it would be very sparse because you really need to have all sorts of possible variations of output for all sorts of possible control values. So it's very unsustainable. So this has motivated us to work on unsupervised controllable text style transfer, and the key use case that we tackle here is unsupervised text formalization. In style transfer, very recently, because of this